Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to explore a real-time chat application which uses WebSockets and Go. I'll briefly walk you through the code and explain what each part does. By the end of this video, you should have an overview of how applications work and how it interacts with the launcher we deployed earlier. I have optimized the code by removing Auth0, but it's still 500 lines of code, so instead of explaining each line or live coding, I would go through the structure. Again, this is a Go application that implements a WebSocket chat application. Here is a breakdown of main components. HTTP server. The program creates an HTTP server using GIN framework, which listens on port specified by the port environment variable. It's defaulting to 443. The server handles three types of requests. Index handler serves an index page from the static directory. That's basically what implements the WebSockets. Shutdown handler shuts down the server and deletes resources in the Kubernetes cluster. WebSockets library is used to establish WebSocket connections with clients. When a client sends a message, we want to broadcast it to all other clients. We do this using our broadcast message function, which takes a message and sends it to all the clients. Now I will build the application locally and launch it. For this, I will change variable from Linux to Windows, and after the build is complete, if we would start the program, it will fail, as it cannot connect to SDK. Basically, it tries to create an SDK instance and to send health ping to Agonos controller. To simulate this, we could use Agonos SDK binary and start it with local parameter. This would be more clear if I will open those windows side by side. Now, after starting the Agonos SDK and the application, Agonos SDK will tell us that it receives health pings from the application. This is the behavior we expect to happen within the Kubernetes cluster. Anyway, let's open the application to see if it works. Once it's started, it will respond to port 443, which we can access from the browser. The server responds to the web browser, and if we will kill Agonos SDK, then application will immediately exit. So if you will reload the page, it will no longer work. We are simply getting the error, the site can't be reached. The next step is to configure Agonos launcher to start the WebSocket application, when we would click on a corresponding button. Agonos launcher is completely different application. It will use Kubernetes API to create pod, service and ingress for chat room to start. For that, first we need to configure game launcher. The code is highly unoptimized, so please take it with a grain of salt. Launcher uses a passed parameter from the GIN template. This is highly insecure, but for testing purposes locally and for our MVP, it's alright to do. In admin template, what will be used is createGameServer function, which will use the name of the button. And it will be passed to the game launcher as a parameter. In order to make it work, we need to first implement the admin handler. And first we need to make sure that the router will be configured for admin. Next, we can copy the index handler. This will help us to save the time for writing the code. I will just duplicate this part and call the function as admin handler, making sure that I will also change the name of the template, so GIN will respond with the correct template when the web browser is requesting the page. Once we configure the variable, we can build both launcher and our chat application. In the next part, we will configure ingress and metal load balancer for applications to work. That's it for now.